Okay, so, like the title says, I was cursed for my thirst in my last video. You could probably hear it. I'm still under the weather. Every single time I think I'm making a turnaround and I start to feel better, I have a day one all over again. That feels like I am just getting sick. Uh, and yeah, the day following when I posted that other video was a day one. So I actually went to the doctor yesterday. And now, in an act of pure defiance, I'm gonna do the Survivor one. Okay, let's get started. Dwight, my pants are already off. Just, yeah. Uh, I'm just gonna do the wouldn't be considered as I go. Um, let's see. Meg. Meg, I wouldn't say no. Claudette? Hmm. Claudette is somewhere between yes and I wouldn't say no. Uh, yeah, you know what? I'll put you in yes. Jake, wouldn't say no. Uh, Nia, yeah, I wouldn't say no. Lori wouldn't even be considered. Oh yeah, I should preface by saying the wouldn't even be considered category is for all of the, like, teenagers, and before anybody says, like, "Oh, but everybody's an adult in this." Yeah, well, when you get to a certain age, everybody below a certain age might as well still be, you know, eh, being offered Similac at parties. So, no. Um, my first hear me out. Ace. So hear me out, right? So the hear me out category is a bit for me and you in this. The hear me out for this. I think Ace would be a really good lover. I just do. I think he'd be attentive. I think he'd be silly. I think he'd be really good at making you feel uh really comfortable, you know? Bill, platonic besties. Feng Min. I don't actually know how old Feng Min is. So, because I wanna say she's in her 20s, but I don't actually know for sure. You know what? No, but thanks for asking, because I think she is in her 20s. Uh, David. Yeah, that's your name, David. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, bro. Platonic besties, even though I can't remember your name. Um, Quentin wouldn't even be considered, but Quentin's my boy. I love Quentin. Tap, no, but thanks for asking. Kate. Yes. Adam. Yes. Jeff. Jeff Johansson. Yes. Jane Romero. Yes. uh, Ash Williams. I wouldn't say no. This is why I didn't bother putting, either of the new survivors or their legacies in, because they're just in the wouldn't even be considered. Yui. Yes. Yes. Zarina. Yes. My girl. Badass from Brooklyn? Absolutely. Cheryl wouldn't even be considered. Okay, so I am not. Alright. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no is also a bit of a hear me out on this. I am not a Felix girly, gender neutral. I'm not a Felix girly. I don't like I don't think he's ugly by any means, but I don't understand the depth of the thirst for this guy. However, as I did once say to my friends, the fact that he cleaned up his act the moment he found out that his girlfriend was pregnant is one of the sexiest things I have ever heard in my life. So yeah. Elodie, my pants are already off. My queen, my queen. Okay, Yunjin is another hear me out. And I'm not sure if it's a hear me out for me or for you. Um, but yeah, I think she'd be very selfish. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Something's telling me that. Um, but I don't know. She's hot, so hear me out. Jill. Jill is an yes. Claire, platonic besties. Sheva, yes. Leon, okay, so this is another one. This iteration of Leon, itty bitty baby 21-year-old rookie Leon, is platonic besties. Okay? Leon is okay. I have been saying this for ages. There's another YouTuber I just recently became aware of. I'm a little pissed that YouTube took forever to recommend their channel to me, but they recently said something in a video that I have been saying for years, which is Leon is like a fine wine. He just gets better with age. I look at him and this is all I think.
Babies! They're babies! Ugh.
Okay. Chris. I wouldn't say no. Uh, I don't know. I don't know that much about Carlos. He strikes me a little bit as a fuckboy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's real cute, don't get me wrong, like, he's super cute, but just kinda not I don't know. No, but thanks for asking. Michaela, yes. Jonah Jonah's a hear me out. Jonah's definitely a hear me out. I don't know, I would. I would. So, Yoichi. Yuichi is an yes, but also I was so convinced when he was coming to the game that he was gonna be the next Felix in terms of how thirsty the fan base was gonna be for him. Little surprised that that isn't the case. Uh, Hattie. Hmm. Hattie is between yes and I wouldn't say no. Yeah, I'll put her in yes. Ada, my pants are already off. Rebecca, platonic besties. Vittorio. Yes. Elite, I wouldn't say no. Hanato, also wouldn't say no. Two brow. I don't know much about him. I only know very little, but, yes. Gabriel. I don't know. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. Nick Cage, platonic besties, man. Platonic besties. Ellen Ripley, yes. Uh, Alan Wake, you know, the guy whose name is on the game, Jack, the guy whose name you just completely forgot for half a sec. Alan Wake. Mm, hmm. I wouldn't say no. He's between yes and I wouldn't say no. Uh, Sable. So Sable is a hear me out, but only in the sense that, like, I oh, shit. I know what I forgot to do. Hang on. Okay. I'm back after fixing my mistake, and this is a really weird one for me, considering one of them is in the top tier. I forgot to add stuff. If you heard that noise, that is my fridge trying to make ice. It can't make ice. Don't tell it, though. Anyway, what I was saying about Sable. Sable is a hear me out because I don't like her as a person. I think she sucks as a person. However, she is very hot and also very much the kind of person I would be attracted to in real life as well. And I can't deny that. Uh, Physically attracted to, I should say, personality wise, because I do think she sucks and I do kind of want to make a whole thing about why I feel that way, but someone like that in real life, and I have known people like that in real life, um, less attractive to me. But that's why she's a hear me out, because she's a fictional character. Okay, Estrie. I wouldn't say no. Bearmer, however, my pants are already off, sir. Lara. Yes. Trevor Belmont, platonic besties. Platonic besties. He's very pretty. He's so pretty. Like, he's so, so attractive. Truly. However, like, I have very similar feelings about him that I do about Zac Fair in, Final Fantasy. And yeah, I just want to be this dude's best friend. He's awesome. This is the character that I've been obsessed with since I was like 17 from Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Anyway, uh, fuck, I just forgot your name. Tori! I totally didn't have to just look that up real quick. At all. Nope. Tori Kane. I wouldn't say no. I would not say no. Orella! Um, hmm. I wouldn't say no. She's real cute. Um, she's real cute. But like, that's the thing. 'Cause I would say, yes, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't say no. Rick. Uh, Huh. I wouldn't say no. Michonne, on the other hand, my pants are already off. V? V, I definitely would not say no. She's real cute. Geralt. Okay. Mm. Here's the thing. I want to say yes, but also Yennefer, who is a my pants are already off. But she's not really in the game. It's a cosplay of sorts. Uh, yes. Okay. There we have it. And, yeah. Hopefully the next time I see you, I will not be sick. And as always, I will link, um, this tier list. So, again, it's not what this is. I morphed it to be this. Um, but I will link this tier list to uh, trying to get it. Okay, there we go. Um, I will link this tier list in the description below so you could do whatever you want with it. Um, it is all the survivors up to V. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this silly ride, and I'll see you next time. Do all the stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you. Bye.